For this week's newsletter, we're going to take a look at ISTE standards for students number one. And there's a lot of fun stuff we can do with this one, dealing with creativity and innovation. We can make a lot of fun projects and whatnot. But today I'd like to look at letter C, which is use models and simulations to explore complex systems and issues. Recently, the tech coaches at District 74 all went to the ICE conference up in St. Charles and got exposed to some new and interesting things that we'd like to share with you. The first one I'd like to show you is the Google Cultural Institute. It's created by Google, and it's a collection of culturally significant things that they've curated and put online to digitally preserve. As you can see, there are three main sections. We've got art projects, which is a collection of artwork from museums all over the world in high resolution detail. There's historic moments, which is a collection of primary documents about important historically significant events throughout mankind's history. And finally, we have World Wonders, which is the one I'm going to focus on, and that can take you on virtual tours of significant places throughout the world. A lot of these are UNESCO sites, and it's pretty neat what they've got going on here. So you can scroll through many of the locations, but I'm going to click on the location link here at the top. And let's say you're talking about Mount Vesuvius, and we'll just click on here, get closer. There we go, the archaeological areas of Pompeii. And I can scroll through here and see some artwork and museum pieces, artifacts from the ruins. There's videos that I can watch if I want to learn more about it.
The southern coast of Italy was named the Fortunate Countryside by the Romans, and here lay the city of Pompeii, a center of commerce and a landscape littered with vineyards and olive
It just gives you a taste of that. But what I like is, let's go back here. All these sites have a Street View component where you can click on it and it'll take you to the actual Google Street View of these sites. So here we are in the ruins of Pompeii, and we can get 360-degree view just like you could if you were on a road using Google Street View. You can head on down the road and navigate around. Let's just see where this takes us. Looks like it's under a little bit of construction there. There's plenty of tourists about, just like we are, except we are walking around from the comfort of our own classroom or home. Almost as good as being in Italy, but not quite it. So that's just a taste of the Google Cultural Institute. There's lots to explore all over the world. I highly recommend you just spend a few minutes just playing around and seeing what you can find and where you can go. The other site I'd like to show you is something called Google Lit Trips. This is somewhat similar to what we just saw with the Google Cultural Institute, but instead of using Google Maps and other resources to take trips through historically significant places, this uses Google Earth to go on a virtual field trip of the places a character in a book might travel. The website itself is a little outdated, but it looks like they're going to update it soon. So if you visit and it looks much different than this, that's okay. So let's just choose Number of the Stars for an example. There's a brief synopsis of the book and a little bit of information about who created this, but when you're ready to take a look at it, you can hit the download button right here. And there's a survey to fill out just so they know what you're using this for. Okay, we'll just hit the box here and then press Submit. And that'll take us to another screen where there's a little legal fine print, but then we can also click on the link here to take us to the main download screen. You'll notice you can see all the different books you can download. You can actually download a different book if you saw something other than what you checked when you originally started this process. That's not a big deal. I think it's just something they appreciate, knowing what you're downloading so they can keep track of it. When you find the book you're looking for, just click on the link and it'll start a download that doesn't take too long. When the download's complete, you can click on it and it will open up Google Earth with the lit trip loaded. So you'll notice on the side we've got some different locations we can go. They're chronologically ordered to go with the chapters of the book. We'll click on the first one. We get some background information about the book and some questions to think about as you read the book. We'll go to the first stop here. My Danish is not very good, so I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it. But we'll click on that, and that'll start zooming us in. You'll notice there's this picture right here and a discussion starter about how Christy, the main character, has an interaction with the soldier. So if we click that picture, it'll take us to a Flickr page that's been linked, and we can scroll through these pictures, and we get some historical pictures of King Christian amongst the people, just to give the reader a sense of what it was like back then. As you go on through the book, there's some newspapers from when the Nazis start arriving, and other sort of primary documents to help students get a feel for what it is. Here we are taking a street view of the castle of King Christian. Ooh, a little buggy right now. Let's see if we can get things to look a little more normal. There we go. So, this will just help the students get a sense of what things were like back then, what it looked like, and what life was like for the characters of the book at that time. Let's go ahead and close out Google Earth, and I just want to show you one more thing. You might have noticed that some of these links are actually online, and let's click on Make Way for Duckling, and it operates pretty much the same. You've got your different chapters or whatever to check out on the side to take you through the tour, but notice also it was made with Tour Builder, which is something still in beta from Google, and it's something you can easily create your own, and it doesn't even have to be a lit tour. So let's just get signed in here, and we'll make our own. So if I wanted to do a tour of the Lincolnwood schools, I just type in the tour name, give it an author's name as well, and then just hit create tour. And it's pretty simple to do. You can add photos, you can add a little blurb there. Just like we saw before, you could add questions that you'd want people to think about as they're going through this tour. But the first thing I'm going to do is hit add location, and we'll start with Todd Hall. So I'll go ahead and type that in, and good old Google will autofill. And we'll just do a quick little zoom. There we are. So I'm going to add that to the tour. I can keep adding photos or videos just like we saw before. Hello. It'll first go to your drive and see what you have there, but you can also upload photos and videos, search for them as well. When you're ready to add your next location, you just hit add location, and you type in where you'd like to go next. Now you don't have to start so zoomed out, so let's just see what we can do here. So you notice in the corner the customized view, so you can zoom in a bit. You can also move the exact point if you like. Let's see, you can rotate it around if you want a different angle. And zoom in a little closer, get it nice and centered, and then I'll lock this view. Again, I can add whatever I like to this and go on to my next location. I'll finish up with Lincoln Hall. We'll zoom in a little. And actually, what you can do is you can, just like we saw before, you can have it start on a street view. So if I click on my little man here, and I can put him wherever I see a blue line, that's where the street view cameras have been. So I'm going to drop them right about there on Crawford. And I can sort of navigate around and find the best view that I can from this spot. There's a school bus. And when I like where I am, I can just hit lock this view. Just lock this view and hit done editing. When I'm done with my tour, I can share it out. I can go back and edit it if I want to. We'll just take a look and see what happens. We'll click on Todd Hall, or their introduction rather. Now we'll go to Todd Hall, which was zoomed way out. On to Rutledge, hit the next button. And finally, our street view of Lincoln Hall. And there we go. So it's pretty quick and easy. I just made that in less than a minute. A lot of applications other than just the lit tour like we saw. You could use this for social studies or anything else that you can think of. I hope you enjoyed learning about these. If you'd like any help using them in your classroom, please contact your friendly neighborhood ITC. Thanks for watching.